Hey there, amazing Pisces. Hope you are doing fab, friend. This is Jamie, and we are connecting into your energies for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and checking in for the month ahead. So, as we connect into July, let's see what kind of theme and messages are coming on through for the wonderful collective. Just remember, this is a timeless reading and not everything may resonate, but I really do hope that you get what you need today and to support you along the journey. And feel welcome to check in at any time to this reading. You might find some new messages come up and connect in. If you are new here and we haven't met, I am Jamie and this is Soulvine Guidance. Please do subscribe to the channel if you feel connected and like. It really helps support us, stay connected together and let you know, to kind of spread the word as well, to help our fellow Pisces clan and potential cross watchers as well. So we're just going to see what comes in today, guys. I'm going to pull a few different cards. We're going to dive into some tarot, get some key messages that you need to hear today. So first up, we have got attachment. Okay, we've got some just flying out and about. I don't know, Pisces, what's happening for you if you're taking a bit of downtime over this summer break. I know that we have, a few things going on with Independence Day, 4th of July. I don't know if a lot of you have, time off, I feel like change is upon us, but not just change. I'm feeling this energy of like there's a lot to do, but in addition to a lot to do, there's like time for rest or time for play in between, and trying to balance those two may be a bit challenging. But let's see what's going on. And like I said, we're going to further jump on in to see how we can support you. All right, Pisces. So connecting on in, straight up, we have got attachment, the 5th chakra, adjacent possibilities, the garden and the gate, angel of balance and broken heart. I actually got a bit of a shiver with angel of balance and broken heart. And this doesn't necessarily mean your broken heart, but I feel there's a situation that at a point in time where you had some dynamic where this happened, or you're seeing something that's making you feel a little bit this way. I feel like this is going to be like realigned or fixed up. And I think that was a bit of a theme at the end of June as well. So obviously this seems to be carrying through into July. But again, I feel like there's some hope, some desire here that you have with this attachment and 5th chakra energy. It's like you want to voice some truth about how you're feeling about a situation, but the way that you may have to go about it or the way that you're doing it, I'm not sure what this is in regards to, Pisces, if it's a relationship in particular, if this is around the workplace or something that you're desiring and want to do and accomplish. It'll uncover more here, but it's just saying like, I feel like you might be doing things differently or looking at different ways to engage or pursue or connect with whatever this situation is. The garden at the gate too is also that contemplation of what's out there, but a bit withdrawn or a bit withheld from really going out and doing what you need to do. It's like you're waiting to see if the coast is clear kind of energy is what I'm feeling. But like I said, there's something that's going to show up, something that's going to nurture something. I feel like to help clear the path and to relieve you from any, disdain, any feelings of just where you may have felt let down or untrusting of some kind. That just seems to be showing up. But we're going to dive in further and see what these other oracle cards share here and what we need to know. It's interesting how I've got align your life. And I did say that about alignment is coming on in. So let's kick off here. So we've got warrior woman, align your life, share your voice. So interesting because we do have the 5th chakra, which is around our throat chakra. Okay, let's get a few more. Okay, the ever unfolding rose. We've got sisterhood of the rose. And then finally, you're already doing it. I'm liking this, Pisces. This is looking pretty awesome. So, attachment, you've got warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? So this could be where you're feeling potentially, Pisces, a little stuck in progress, and maybe you're being a bit hard on yourself, or you're just used to doing things a certain way or with a certain type of people, person. I feel this is more habit, and getting outside your comfort zone is what is being asked of you right now. If you do end up feeling a little bit, I'm just feeling a little bit enclosed or a little bit closed off, to the potential of something. And I think it's more so because you think that's where you're safe. But Spirit's asking you, hey, Pisces, are we ignoring something here? Do we need to kind of awaken this? And I feel this is a lot to do around with something that you need to share from within, okay? The fifth chakra is about communication and is about expanding your voice, your truth. And I feel with the align your life, what is not aligned or needs to change? And I think you know what this is, Pisces. And if you're kind of like, well, I think it's this, I think it's that, whatever comes to your mind first is usually, that sign for you here on what, is being highlighted at present. With adjacent possibilities, you've got share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution and expression. So again, there's something here that you seem to have to express, or Spirit's asking you to express and show up and shine, Pisces, okay? And I just think maybe you have this idea of how it needs to be done. And I'm talking how, and what might be making you feel a little bit freaking out, like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Or do I have to do it this way? No, Spirit's saying there is your way. You don't need to follow the crowd. You don't need to do things the way that you're told. Just do what comes to you that you feel called and led to do, and show up in that way. So maybe there's a conversation that needs to be had. Maybe there's a piece of artwork that you need to put out. Maybe it's like taking this leap and dive into something that you can't get out of your mind and want to do, but I don't know why you haven't. Maybe there's like, you're looking at, well, I don't have time right now, or I'm focused on this and I'm focused on that. Take a step back. Is that part of our procrastination? A little bit of fear, a little bit of like, oh crap, I got to get outside the comfort zone? Or is this like, how can you take stride and build momentum to go after this? Because there's something here that you're being called to do and called to ask. And this is not the first time. So maybe this has been like a few months in the making, a few months, or maybe even longer. Like you've been thinking about doing something. And I feel like this is part of it here, Pisces. It's really trying to knock on your door right now and saying, this is the time. This is not a time to hold back anymore. This is not a time to fear. This is just a time to be you and go after it. And the gates are open for you. The garden and the gate with ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. So really interesting when we connect this to the garden and the gate and the unfolding roses. There's roses all around you, but for some reason you're still feeling stuck. If we just acknowledge here the flowers, okay, and as you're looking out on the horizon, there's some form of communication that I think you've had. I see a birdhouse here. I think of birds and I think of communication is what's coming on through here. So connect in, Pisces. I feel like there's some past experience or personal situation that has you just a little held back in fear or worry. Like you don't want to repeat history is a little bit of the energy that I'm getting. But Spirit, like, I don't know. I don't even feel this is you behind the gate, right? I'm feeling like this is an old version of you that was once sitting in fear, was once worried weren't good enough. That's not you anymore, Pisces. You've gained so many tools, resources. You're powering up your mind. You're powering up your heart and your soul to charge together and move forward. And that's what Spirit's saying. Hey, you got this. You got this. It's time to go. This is supporting you. But only you are the one that can make this change. You are the only one that can really step forward and do what you need to do. And you're being called right now, Pisces. So please don't ignore that calling. This is, with love, this is bigger than you. You've got something wonderful that you're meant to be doing that's going to give you joy, but also give joy out to a lot of other people, a lot of other things. But I feel like it's going to be this wonderful domino effect that's rising up and rising into, I don't know, just like this purpose-driven life that you're meant to have. And again, you may not see all the unfolding right now, but this is just the leap in and the step into becoming more of who you're meant to be, okay? With this angel of balance, you've got sisterhood of the rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. That's powerful, Pisces. And again, what you may want to do may seem confusing a little bit on trying to get clear on what that is, but start with something really simple. Strip it back, okay? Because I feel for some of you, this is about, a certain project or doing something, okay? You don't need to do all things at once. Just start with that one thing. Put that together, make that work, whatever this is. It doesn't matter if it's like, buying a home, starting a business, looking at a new career, wanting to study something. Start one step at a time, then go to the next. If you're bombarding yourself with, I've got to do all these things, no, you don't. Just take a step back so you can actually breathe and have space to allow it to unfold and navigate where it needs to go, okay? Because again, you've got the insight, you're going to be led in the right way. And it's interesting too, because this sisterhood of the rose, I feel like it's interesting. I've got quite a few roses showing up here. I know there's a lot of different theme with the cards, but this seems to be quite beautiful and quite an opening, the word I was going to say, ceremony. So an opening ceremony. So maybe this is a part of a release or a launch of something, maybe, a bit of a glow up. But there's something here that I think that you need to reveal, Pisces, that's going to help you, but you're supported here. You're supported here. While you may be the teacher, while you may be the mystic, I think there's also people around you who carry this energy, who see your beauty, who see your devotion and what it is that you want to do, and having them, on as part of your cheer team, where it's, a supportive energy for everyone. We can see this really unfolding here. But interestingly, this broken heart is showing up. And it's saying that you're already doing it. Stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. So I feel like this broken heart may be more so to, again, I'm just getting this story, like someone's told you a story and put a belief about yourself. It's kind of like they've tried to program something within you. And it's like I'm feeling like you're struggling to push past this. You're struggling to push past whatever trauma, whatever incident, whatever experience someone has once put you in. And sometimes it can be the smallest thing we don't realize has the biggest impact. Like words can be super powerful, and not understanding how they can be programmed in us and being able, and if it's something that's gone on and on and on and on, it's like it gets stuck, you feel, just in who you are, and you try to change it, you're trying to shift it. And I feel like this is also too where a part of you can sometimes get used to it. What once was uncomfortable, someone making you feel a certain way, you get used to it, and that's how you become more of who you become, right? So then trying to remove it or shift it and change it becomes uncomfortable. So it's like this cycle that maybe you've been experiencing around a situation, a person, or something that you've been through. But what I'm seeing here, Pisces, it's like this sliver is what I can see, a sliver of something that, the way to explain it, because I'm visually seeing it, just, and I want to, translate this in the best way I can, but it's like there's this slither in your back. And I don't know if it's because someone's gone behind your back, done something, kind of stabbed you in the back energy. But this slither, interestingly, it looks more like a crystal, and it looks I'm thinking crystal, like a clear crystal, clear ice of some kind. That's what I can see here. So when I'm seeing that, there's two parts here. One, that this actually has some form of power, in a sense that you can transmute and change this. But more importantly, it's something that can be melted away. But I also do wonder too, there's, I just remember like one sermon I went to, they were talking about, and I don't know, what part of the scripture this was, for those of you that are, connect to this, but it was talking about you don't need to tell people your story and keep telling the same story, because it's like you're walking around with a knife in your back where there's no knife in your back. The knife stays in your back as like, sometimes we don't realize we're leaving it there as a badge of what we've been through. Like we need to show the world this is what we've been through. And I don't know if it's part of a victim victim aspect, but that's the story that's coming to mind, and not realizing that maybe you might be punishing yourself for what's happened, and it's not your fault, and you no longer need to wear that as proof that it's happened to you. Spirit knows this has happened to you, but it's being willing to go, you don't need to show the world the damage, but you can transform it into the power to do something greater that you need to do for you and others. And I hope that makes sense, and I haven't, convoluted that or made it sound, I don't know, too difficult. But basically, this is supportive energy. It's just that we need to identify it so we can relinquish it and the power that it's having over us, not realizing that sometimes we're giving power to it, not the situation anymore, if that makes sense. So I hope that's just kind of, helped get some understanding on that. All right, guys, so let's dive in a little bit deeper and what we need to know, and then I'm going to get some further kippers out, and then we'll look into this. So what else do we need to know? Wow, we've got a lot of cards here. I'm going to take them all back because there's way too many, guys. Let's dive in a little bit deeper and see what else Spirit wants you to know. Okay, so we've got the Lover's energy. Yeah, so it seems like you're stuck in some form of decision here, Pisces, about a path or direction that you want to go, okay? That's what seems to be coming up here. Let's get a little bit more on what this Lover's energy and what Spirit wants us to know. One more, thank you, Spirit. Okay, and then you've got the Magician. So I feel like there's something that you are desiring, wanting to call in here, Pisces. But Spirit's also letting you know if there is concern that you don't have what you need to make something happen, this is confirmation that you do. This is a time of manifestation. And manifestation too is knowing how to influence and, what we can say, manipulate. Take this in a positive way. It's like you can create, alchemize, and do what you need to do to make something happen, because you've got all the necessary tools, guidance, support, insight, people that you need, but it's being open to receiving it in as well, Pisces. So that's just a clear message here, because we can see that you're feeling a little bit stuck or a little bit trapped or a little bit like, I'm in my comfort zone and I'm a bit scared to get out of here. So this decision is about, it seems to be about a calling or something that has significant purpose or change in your life on this decision. But Spirit's letting you know, like, you want this to work, we can make it work with you, but you've got to be the one willing to listen to that calling and to take that step, okay? So let's see what else we need to know here with this fifth chakra and align your life. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so we've got the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm getting some word. The word coming through is lack. So let me see what, yeah, okay. You really seem to be worried that you're not going to fit in, that people are going to leave you behind, of something that you would want to do or the changes that you want to make. There seems to be some concern here, Pisces. I'm not sure what that concern about exactly. Maybe you're worried about what a family member is going to think. Maybe your partner is going to think, the workplace, friends. There's something here that you're really worried about, the repercussions or of you showing up as you. But you also know it's unaligned. So it seems like you're looking at some way to really be able to make these decisions and make this calling out. And I feel like in addition to this, yeah, maybe you feel like you're leaving someone behind as well. This could be vice versa. So yeah, I'm feeling this a little bit concerned energy. Even though you're doing the right thing for you, there seems to be some concern of repercussion with a decision or outcome here made. Okay, so we've got the King of Swords showing up. Yeah, so this is about getting... It's really interesting because this is all about communication. Okay, because we've got adjacent possibilities, share your voice, King of Swords. And then we've got the fifth chakra. So this is a lot around communicative energy, Pisces, about... talking things through, thinking about things, talking about things through, but doing it from a place of clarity, understanding, and certainty. King of Swords, while they may not be emotionally, I'm not going to say they're not emotionally vulnerable, because they can be. I think that just the way that they show up is they've done the research, they've thought things through, and they're going to deliver it with clarity, precision on how something's going to be delivered. And it might come across to some people as harsh, but I just feel they're being assertive and certain, okay? They know what they want, they know what they're going after, and they're going to communicate that with strength and trust and pride in how they're going to do it. Okay, so I feel like maybe that's part of what you're being asked to do. And that might be different for you, okay? That may not be what you're used to normally doing. Maybe you kind of like, I'm just thinking of Pisces energy, it's like you need to step more into this energy. But more than anything, too, I think this is a part of living your truth, Pisces. And with this Seven of Swords showing up as well, I'm just getting some form of potential self-deception. And the self-deception can be that we're trying to hide from the conflict. We're trying to hide from what we think the result is going to be of speaking our truth or showing up. And that's what I'm getting here with the Seven of Swords. I'm going to get some further clarifier. Thank you. Yeah. So we've got, it's time to end whatever this part is that you seem to be a little bit maybe slipping into. And I think this slipping into is your concern and worry of what is going to be coming at you. But we see that once you step into being clear on who you are, on what you want, on where you're going after, we can remove that energy of like, it could be too worried what's going to happen. And you're trying to convince yourself of doing something a certain way, and it's not potentially right, or it's not right for you more than anything. And this is not about pleasing people all the time. This is about Pisces being Pisces, doing you, feeling brave, feeling, free and at peace with who you are. You are not going to make everyone happy, and you cannot please everyone. And you know what? They're not going to pay your bills, and they're not going to live your life, and they're not in your heart, they're not in your soul, they're not in your mind. So how do you take that back, Pisces? And I just feel this a little bit of self-defeat. You feel self-defeated, but I feel a lot of this is just a part of the way that you're thinking. And I can absolutely understand it, because we all go through that when we care about people or situations, and we don't want to let people down. Some people you never see again, and who gives a fuck, And then there's other people too that maybe they're going to be around, but it's just finding a way to communicate this or express this or do what you need to do in a way that feels right for you. But this is not a time to hide from it, okay? And that's what Spirit's letting you know. This is not a time to hide or worry. Yeah, you just can't live other people's life and they can't live yours. And I think this is just some important recognition here of you doing you and being you. So as the ever unfolding rose, we've got the Temperance and the Queen of Cups. So we can see that once you choose to stand up for what you believe in, share the truth, be honest and real. This could be also someone that you're choosing to connect with, Pisces, that's going to help you get, further clarify, understand maybe more of yourself, how to put things together. Again, it's going to be different for each situation here. But what I'm seeing is that when you get real of, and I say real, it's the self-awareness, right? When I talk about real, like getting honest with ourselves on what we want to do, and why we're not doing it. What's the reason? And is the reason because, like I said, fear, procrastination? But what I'm seeing here is that something is definitely going to balance out here, and working in support of you. Whatever has happened or transpired is going to be in support of you. And I think I repeated that twice, but this is, again, in support, working for you, not against you. But you've got to be willing to lean into that, okay, and trust in the process. In addition to that, with the Queen of Cups, that's very much your energy, Pisces. And this is being, grounded again in where you're feeling called and led. While the Queen of Cups can be emotionally connected, it's important to remember to be emotionally connected The Queen of Cups has emotional intelligence in a way that is very high because they've mastered the mind to be able to connect into the emotions and understand people and the vulnerabilities. And they see kind of what's going on with people. They're empathic. They understand it. And I feel like it's stepping more into this place of being at peace with your decisions, but also knowing that you can have the discernment, you can have the compassion and understanding, but you're still allowed to do you and do what you need to do for you. And this is where the Queen of Cups just seems to just do it really well and we really beautifully. And sometimes, and just a part of life, people will get hurt, but that's their own thing. People get hurt because they're not getting what they want or what they need, right? A lot of the time from a person or a situation. But if you can transform that to go, this is leading me to where I'm meant to be. If that person doesn't want to talk to me again, or that person doesn't want anything to do with me again, then I know that that person wasn't like an authentic connection or is not a connection I need to take with me wherever I'm going. So if some of you are worried about that, that's the message that's coming on through. But we're seeing something really balancing out and working for you in your favor here, Pisces, throughout the month, okay? So Angel of Balance, what else do we need to know here with the Sisterhood of the Rose? Yeah, I've got a smile on my face, Pisces, because I feel like whatever's shifting here is opening up a gate and portal for you for some really wonderful people to come in. I'm not sure exactly what this is. We've got the Queen of Swords. Yeah, this is getting, again, to your truth and getting the clarity and understanding for what you need to do. Oh, we've got two here. So, yeah, you're putting the end to feeling that defeat, feeling like there's always something coming at you, or that you're always going to let someone down and someone's always going to come at you about something, it seems. And I feel like you're putting an end to this, Pisces, that you're really standing in your truth. So it's like your courage is going to build. And I'm loving this for you. You're getting more courageous, you're getting more confident, and you're getting more real on what it is that you want. And like I said, you might just need a few people to help you along the way to make sense of certain things. But this is beautiful energy for you. I'm really liking this. And like I said, I feel like there's more people coming in or opening up that are going to be, you know, a nice, refreshing, supportive energy in your life that's going to help you keep that strength and just love you for who you are and being you. And it's like that refresh. It's like a bit of an old life maybe for some of you are leaving behind and really stepping into this newness and allowing you to be you, because there's no judgment, because they only know you, right? And people sometimes know you today and are still treating you or thinking of you from like 5 years ago. And you're a totally different person than you were a year ago to 6 months ago, right? So that's the energy that I'm kind of feeling. But your strength here, and again, you're just very supported energetically, spiritually. And I really love this for you, Pisces. All right. Yeah, see, there's something here that may feel a little bit disappointing with this Five of Cups energy. We've got this Five of Cups energy showing up, but Spirit's saying to you, stop overthinking. This is about keeping true to your true north. So that's, that's like that north node energy. That's like looking forward to, I also think when I think of your true north, I do think of like the 10th house, which is a lot about our career, about our status, about moving towards our highest point and goals in life and what it is that we want to become, what it is that we want to achieve. Okay. And I feel like in many ways, you're already doing this, Pisces. It just needs, sometimes a little bit of a refresh, a little bit of a rebuild. Think of all the decades in our lives. I don't know if you're born in the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, or even, did I say the 90s already? What year are we in? Or it could be even the 20s. But what I'm saying is each decade has a different kind of vibe, has a different kind of theme. If we think of music, if we think of hairstyles, if we think of clothing. And I feel like this is also a lot of where you're going now, or where you're going today, is a refreshed version of you. And sometimes we just have to let go of a little bit of what we once knew. And it's not saying that it's letting go, like you can carry the memories and the supportive energy. And sometimes those things, no matter what's happened, when we remember them on, or when we say goodbye to them, things can still show up. They're built in us somewhere along the line. It's kind of like dreams. Usually they say you can only dream what you have seen, right? In some respects. like faces, or I don't even think can you read in a dream? I think you can only read unless you've seen it before or something of that nature. But it's just an example just to put there. But what we're seeing here is once we can realize the goodness that we have, once we can really step into this part of what you're doing and where you want to be and keep following that, because I feel like you're going to disappoint yourself if you don't do and follow this. And I think you also recognize it, and you might even say, well, why, I wish I did this sooner. It's all about timing. This is where you are now. This is the opportunity to go make that something that you want, that desire, that dream, that goal, that person, that situation happen. Because at the end of this, we see this beauty, we see this happiness, we see this fulfillment and desire finally moving forward and carrying out. And I love this for you more than anything, Pisces. So please keep going. Please keep trusting in yourself. Please keep leaning into spirit, because he's working with you. All right, we're going to get a few Kipper cards on what else we need to know to best support this journey. So let's see what Spirit has for our Pisces. What do we need to know to best support their journey? Thank you. Ooh, yeah. Thank you. What else do we need to know? Again, I'm just getting this smile on my face. Okay. There was a lot of shuffling. Sorry if that's loud. Okay, so we've got pathway. I'm just putting them down here, guys, and we'll see if where I'm placing them gives us a bit of a story. Despair, we see that. Thief, it's interesting how some of them are correlating, and wealthy man. Okay. So I'm just getting this energy of not feeling enough, but there's this path that is lit for you. Okay, Pisces, with path, we've got number 35, because I know some of you love the numbers here, especially with the Kippers. This is number 35 and a pathway. So I feel you're being led, especially with butterfly energy, butterfly spirit here showing up. There's some portal, some gate, somewhere you're meant to be, and Spirit's letting you know again, this is part of the journey. Interesting how we've got 5 of Pentacles and despair showing up. We've got 7 of swords and thief, and then we've got wealthy man. So what I feel is happening here, Pisces, this energy of despair and thief is some form of concern that, 2 parts. I'm feeling a little bit of energy. You're thinking that you're not enough, or can you make this happen, right? There's some energy here around that. Or it could be someone that's around you trying to like hold on, which is pulling you down energetically. So see what resonates here. But I just feel like you're worried about a situation. But again, this is about our own thoughts and our own thinking here, okay? I don't know. I'm not concerned here, because it says not hiring. I'm not concerned about work, about finances for you, but for some reason I'm feeling it in your energy. Okay, so I'm trying to understand, is that a situation you've been in before? Maybe you are looking for work, you're looking for this change, and maybe there is this opportunity ahead and you just don't know if you can do it, if you can pull it off. I don't know what's going on here, Pisces, but there's something that you're in conflict with, but it's an internal conflict. And when we're seeing thief, number 24, it's interesting what's coming through. It's like this part of you succeeding and then worried it's going to be taken away, or someone's going to come in and try and destroy it or whatever. Again, I'm not sure where this story has started or where it's been at. I just feel like we need to clear this energy, Pisces, because that's not the truth of the situation here, okay? But we need to make sure that we're programming our mind for better thoughts if this keeps coming on in, or if you're around someone who keeps putting this crap on you, like that draining energy that's taking away from your good vibes, your good spirit, and pushing through and moving towards what this something that you want. It's time to reevaluate, okay? It really is. If you want to keep moving forward to this, sometimes those tough decisions, getting, I don't want to say getting rid of those people, but it's spending less time and putting less energy into that and more energy into where you feel good, where you feel happy, where you feel supported, and knowing that you're stepping on the path to what feels right for you. So with this wealthy man energy, this fella came up, I think, in the 2-week ahead reading that I submitted, that I put online last week on the channel. Interestingly, Yeah, someone's coming in here, Pisces, with an offer and opportunity. And I think, like I said, something's going to balance out here. Just don't miss this opportunity, okay, is what I'm getting. Because with this toil and labor, this is someone working hard and feels like they have to do the hard work to succeed. Yeah, there's something here, Pisces, about you not settling, okay? Absolutely not settling. Yeah, I'm just getting some self-defeating thoughts, a little bit of lack energy, like again, trying to pull it off, make something happen. And I'm not sure exactly what that's about for you, but we need to work together here energetically to help you move through this, because I'm not liking that part of the thought process or energy for you, because it's not helping you, okay? And I just want to let you know that you're not alone, and I do understand when someone's tried to force that into you, or sometimes there's that little bit feeling of insecurity or not enough, but you are enough, Pisces. If you need to journal and keep putting those amazing, you know, amazingness, reminding yourself of how amazing you are, reminding yourself of how supportive you are, reminding yourself of how lovable you are, reminding yourself that you have everything you need. That's where we need to keep putting this energy, okay, guys? Some further clarifiers here. We have got the High Priestess energy. Listen to your intuition, Pisces. Have patience. Consider carefully what you want before acting. And we can see you very much in this energy initially as we move into July. So, you know, take that for what it is. But you also know the truth here and where you're being called. If you don't feel you have all the answers right now, that's okay. It needs to unfold in its own time. But it's also not giving up on yourself, okay? That's really important. Sometimes, too, a big part is making a decision to take a step forward or put more energy into that something that we want for it to evolve. As an example, guys, like, I don't know if I've shared this of late, but I'm relocating, and I'm relocating to another state, which is a big deal. There's a lot of things going on, you know, from a personal standpoint, but a lot of things that needed to tie in together. You know, I'm just in terms of our situation. I don't want to get too much into it, but the key thing for me was sitting with it, praying on it, and trusting in the process. One, it's like, well, because I was worried, well, what if we don't find a house in time, and we've you know, got rid of this home, sold this home, whatever it may be. How do I make sure everything falls into place? And I was like, looking at, okay, I don't want to worry about it. But what I did is I started just taking the steps and figuring it out. I spent some time to the new place I was relocating, and things just started falling into place. Anytime that I was not certain or questioning it, I was like, I got to trust in that, right? Then I would do another prayer, and bam, I'd get that phone call, or something would fall into place. So things just fell into place, and I was like, okay, it's meant to happen. My husband ended up, you know, work. He got, you know, his dream gig back because he once lived in that state. So like everything just fell into place. But if I didn't even attempt to do it, or try to do it, or pick up that phone, or put my information out there, how's it going to catch? Right? So you need to be able to go take at least that step and leap. If the doors keep closing, then that door ain't for you, right? So just please really take that into consideration as you're moving forward. Because remember, this situation is not working against you, it's working for you. And keep remembering that. I've also got the Eight of Water, which is a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. And that's what I see that you're really, really potentially at right now, Pisces. You know where you're at is not truly satisfying you. It's not truly where that 10 is. You want to move towards that 10 of Cups, that emotional fulfillment and like the meaning behind it, right? So Spirit's saying, hey, it's okay. But it's time to make a decision, Pisces, on what you want. You can keep choosing and feeling a little bit of a loss and just settle there, or you can choose to go, I'm going to take care of Pisces and the things around me that have meaning, and I'm going to figure out how to get there. And I feel like that's what Spirit's asking you, because then we've got the King of Water, which is the counterpart to the Queen of Cups. This is about opening your heart and mind to those around you and also connecting into trustworthy and heartfelt advice. Okay. So again, like, you got the gift, Pisces. You've got the gift. So it's time to start trusting more in yourself as you're moving forward. Okay, let's get one more here. Okay, gave us 2, so let's take that. So we've got Queen of Fire, confident, warm, intelligent, graceful. This is about stretching your wings, and it's a time to fly. I love this. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. And this is very much being called of you this month, Pisces. And then the Four of Earth, being too cautious, or too frivolous. So you're either spending too much money or being too cautious with your money is what's showing up. But this is also talking about making good business decisions, and also giving. I don't know, for some of you, if you are feeling a little bit strapped right now or a little bit concerned about money, because I am feeling a little bit that financially or stability wise, like things might be a little bit up in the air right now. But one thing I've learned is that even when you feel you do not have enough and you can still give that little bit extra to other people, it doesn't necessarily mean just financially, but it could be, you've got bought a bunch of food and you see a homeless person that you feel genuinely, they need to eat or whatever. Maybe you have a bottle of water that you can give to that person, okay? It's nurturing still other things, even though you might be feeling something here a little bit lacking, because I feel that energy, which I told you initially. Watch how good it feels that you give and watch things open up. Again, this is about giving and receiving energy. So this is, being open to what can come to you, but not being afraid to give who you are as well, and trusting that you are going to be provided for here, Pisces, as well. And that seems to be coming up quite strongly. Last and not least, let's get a couple more of Moonologies and we'll wrap you up, babies. All right. Okay. A fiery climax approaches. This is full moon in Aries. So this is about, the full moon in Aries is kind of like putting on your boss pants, right? And clearing out the bullshit. Getting real, taking charge and clearing it out, especially full moon energy. Full moon energy is a lot around, releasing. And we want to release anything that's holding you back, because Aries, this is kind of like that emperor energy. Go and doing what you need to do to create the magic that you want in your life. You taking charge, you being in charge of what you want, where you want to go. And it doesn't necessarily mean, in a way that's just like fully taken down everything as you're going after what you want, but it's just being really certain, really, definitive and going after it. Very action oriented energy. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. Love it, Pisces. So this is like those dreams and goals that you have, whatever this major thing is in your life that you're working towards. This is a confirmation not to give up. This is something that's birthing and opening, and there's constant evolution that's happening. As you do something significant to keep working towards this, you're going to find then there's something else that you may need to do to keep this blossoming, to keep this growing, to keep that energy and momentum. And that's what this is being asked of you, okay? To keep going. And finally, all right, we have got your dreams need a practical plan, full moon in Taurus. And I know too, as part of manifesting, this can be a little bit of the hiccup that we get into, is that we think a lot about things and then we're not actually putting something into motion, but more importantly, not having a plan to put into motion. We're just kind of winging it. And I'm all about flow, but flow is still having some understanding and clarity and trust in the process. So what I mean by that, Pisces, you might have this goal. Let's say it is relocating, as an example, like we said, or a new job, a new career. How do you get to that new career? You've got to start having conversations with people that probably are decision makers, right? Seeing what it is that they're looking for. What's the potential here? What's the potential there? What are the key things that successful people do? What are the things that they're not looking for? To really figure out, can you start taking those steps forward, or is there something extra you need to do? Sometimes there's just some, especially working for other people, sometimes people really want to have certain degrees or certain qualifications. If you're starting your own business, you may not need that. Again, it's going to depend on what industry that you're in and what you're doing, but you got to have that kind of plan on how do you put all those steps together. And it doesn't mean you need to know the how. You've just got to start taking action and things start unfolding. And that's what I feel is happening here for whatever that you're doing. If you want to start a business, maybe you need to look at, okay, do you want clients first, or do you need to set up your business first? Do you have a business bank account? Like all these basic things at first, and then just go do what you need to do. A website, your branding. Again, it doesn't need to be complex and it doesn't need to be perfect and all in, but it needs to start for things to build momentum and energy, and you'll start seeing it unfold. Pisces, you got this. You got this, girlfriend. You got this, homeboy. Like, this is amazing, and I just want to keep going, keep going, keep going. But be clear. I think if you're not clear on if you're stuck in indecision, it's time to really sit down and have some honest conversations with yourself, Pisces, or seek someone who can really help you get clear. And it's not them telling you what to do. It's helping you navigate what truly is you, within you, that needs to be shared, that needs to open up, and that you really desiring to pursue, because that's your calling and you're being led somewhere, Pisces, and it's really time to take action. So keep shining, my friend, and I'll speak to you soon.